Howdy, everybody. This is Colin, back at it again with another movie review. Today I'm going to be talking about Talk to Me, which was released this year and is directed by Danny and Michael Philippou. I probably butchered their last name. They are twin brothers that run a YouTube channel, which I'll link in the description, where they make kind of horror comedy skits and stuff like that. And they actually took a lot of their experience, both from making YouTube skits as well as, working on sets for movies, and applied it to the production of this movie. And this was actually their directorial debut, and it is absolutely fantastic. So I'm excited to talk to y'all about it today. Like usual, if you don't want to have the movie spoiled or some parts of the movie spoiled for you, I encourage you to click away now. But with that being said, we're going to dive right in. First and foremost, this is a possession horror movie done in a very unique and refreshing way that I've never personally seen done before. And I'll dive into that a little bit here because it is like the central main element of the movie. So whereas a lot of possession horror movies and supernatural horror movies and stuff like that kind of rely on a single entity that is terrorizing a family or a person or a group of people or whatever, this movie does it in a little bit of a different way. So there is this cursed hand object. It's like a ceramic hand, but it's said that it actually contains the hand of like a witch or something in it. And this hand is like a means of connecting with an afterlife dimension where there are a bunch of ghosts and evil entities and spirits and stuff that kind of roam about. And by holding on to this hand, you are opening like a bridge or a pathway to this dimension and are able to see and interact with these spirits. There is like a limited period of time that you're supposed to actually stay in that spirit universe realm, whatever you want to call it. And if you go over that, then there are some very bad consequences that occur. And that's kind of the main sort of story of this movie. So first and foremost, excellently shot, and just all the scenes are well lit, like the sets are very nice and appealing to look at, very realistic, and the acting is phenomenal. This actually has a fairly younger cast, and all of them knock it out of the park. They all excel in their roles, especially the main character. She has, from what I understand, has not done a whole lot of other projects before this one, but she does really do an excellent job in this movie. Very emotive, expressive, and really sells the authenticity of the feelings that the character is feeling. The tension building is absolutely excellent as well. Some of the best that I've seen in a while. This actually may be my horror movie of the year. I know, with movies like The Nun 2, competition is really not stiff, but this is a very great horror movie and might even be my whole movie of the year regardless of genre. It's a very good movie. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time watching it. It literally goes from 0 to 100 from the start of the movie, and it just stays there the entire time. There's a lot of scenes that where jump scares could have been utilized, they go a different route and use the tension building and just continue to grow and build on this just malicious and nefarious feeling that you get watching the movie. And you literally can't stop, you can't turn away from the screen. And there are some practical effects that were well done, pretty gory and graphic scenes. One in particular I still can't watch, and I'm not easily scarred by movie scenes and stuff like that, but there is one scene in this movie that I just cannot watch, and that's a big A+ for me, because like I said, I'm not particularly affected by a lot of movies and scenes in movies and stuff like that, but this one did get to me. Like I said, the practical effects are very good. The script, the plot, and how the script and plot kind of interact and are woven together, excellent. You really like these characters, you relate to them. The main character is actually adopted into this family that she lives with, and she is responsible for a lot of the main conflict that kind of occurs in the movie. And you do feel bad for her because she's just kind of looking for acceptance and trying to make friends and stuff like that, and she gets these opportunities through these different parties, and ultimately utilizing the hand. And it kind of creates a lot of problems for this family, and there's a lot of excellent emotive acting, a lot of tears and anger and frustration that is really sold through the acting. And overall, it's just an incredible example of what a good horror movie looks like. So, production and all of that aside, the main thing that makes this movie stand out, in my opinion, is the hand. And it's very interesting to see this take, because I've never really seen a movie do this sort of thing. You have movies like The Exorcist, where the demon is contained within like an object or a vessel that sort of is representative of the demon, and as it passes along to different people, those people get afflicted. But in this movie, the hand is almost like a drug. Like it almost came across to me as like some sort of metaphorical drug use sort of thing, kind of like a statement about how drug use can be addicting and stuff like that. I know that's kind of odd for a horror movie, but pretty much this hand, like they end up taking it to these parties, and there's this one particular character who goes to school with these people who like actually owns the hand and facilitates these parties. And they go, and they're all just like going round after round, using this hand to speak to evil things and getting possessed. And you see a lot of awesome special and practical effects in these moments. There is one scene where it's like a montage or like a compilation of them going into this spirit state, and there's really cool music behind it, and it looks like fun. Like it's something that looks like it would be fun. And that's kind of like I was talking about with the whole like drug thing. Like, it's addicting. Like they're like addicted to using this hand to interact with entities and stuff like that. And ultimately we see it like there's this huge peak, and then something terrible happens, and there's this huge fall off, and people start dying, and it's just something that is very, very hard to watch. You feel bad for these people, but the fact that the hand is like its own like sentient creature almost, and you'll have to apologize for my cat in the background beating around a toy over there, but the fact that this hand is like its own character in a sense, like it is facilitating the crossing over of these two worlds, and that results in some pretty terrible things happening. It was very cool, very unique, very refreshing, and something that I really thought made this movie stand apart from its peers, especially in the more modern horror scene. In the past couple years, there have been some really good movies. Hereditary comes to mind, Midsommar comes to mind. A lot of these A24 movies, this is actually an A24 movie as well. They have not missed yet, in my opinion, and I think that they do a good job of allowing these smaller studios and directors to get their vision out into the mainstream, and this movie is no exception to that. So with that being said, Talk to Me is a very unique horror movie, one that I would encourage anybody to watch. It's well acted, it's well made, well produced, and being that it was these two brothers' directorial debut, it is excellent. I really don't think they could have done anything much better. I wouldn't. There's really nothing I would change about this movie. And I guess the main points to emphasize besides the hand are the tension building and the use of practical effects, both of which are things that I am personally very fond of, especially the tension. And I've talked about that in the past videos as well. So this movie will have you on the edge of your seat the whole time. It never lets up, and you will definitely be having some thoughts and feeling a kind of way about it after watching it. It kind of lingers with you a little bit. So that is how you know it is a good movie. So to rate it overall, I'm giving this movie a 9 out of 10, my highest rating so far yet. This film is excellent. I encourage anybody to watch it, even if you're not like a fan of horror movies. If you do want to watch one, this is the one to watch of recent memory. Well made, well acted, and overall just a very solid movie that I would recommend regardless of your liking or disliking of the genre. So yeah, that pretty much covers Talk to Me. I will be curious to see what these brothers do in the future, seeing what kind of movies they push out, if they stick with the horror genre or if they maybe go a different route. I did hear talk that there may be a sequel to this movie. I will be curious to see kind of how that plays out as well, because the end of this movie is kind of ambiguous, up in the air for your own interpretation. So maybe they will be able to expand a little bit upon that in a sequel. But with that being said, that pretty much covers it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I will see y'all next time. Peace.